Now let's go to the news. First up, here's an investigation I helped Justin Page do on these styrofoam takeout containers and cups.
What's the problem, Sharon?
Well, starting on May 23rd, they became illegal in Somerville. Justin and I wanted to find out more, so we started by visiting Vital Deshpande from the city's Office of Sustainability and the Environment.
So although it looks like a nice clean box, it has a lot of chemicals involved in the manufacturing process. The reason is that it contains certain chemicals from crude oil. And when they go to landfill, when we dispose them, basically it generates a lot of leaching effect of different chemicals that pollutes the land as well as the groundwater.
We at Somerville Neighborhood News wanted to see if restaurants in the area were obeying the ordinance. Here is the chicken finger dinner from Mama Gina's here in Union Square. The food does look delicious, but as you can see, the restaurant is not in compliance with the city's styrofoam ban. Christo's Pizzeria in Davis Square is another restaurant not obeying the styrofoam ban. Gaucho Brazilian Cuisine on Broadway is another restaurant still using styrofoam as their to-go containers. Red Bones in Davis Square is one of the few restaurants we found that's actually using cardboard and not styrofoam for their to-go boxes. Red Bones isn't the only place following the new law. The Somerville Public School System and Dunkin' Donuts are also in compliance. Vital Deshpande admits the city is behind on its education and enforcement of the styrofoam ban.
I understand that there are certain delays. We are a department of 2 people, and for last few months, several months rather, we were focused on successfully completing one of the major project for the city, and that is about rolling out the trash carts, uniform trash carts for 27,000 residents.
President of the Board of Aldermen, Bill White, was surprised to learn the ban is being ignored.
The person who we had anticipated working to do the transitioning didn't do that, so maybe the view of the administration is they don't want to enforce it until there's a new person who's brought in and can then do the outreach. I think what happened was the key person, left that position, and there was really no maybe follow through as far as what should be done with the enforcement of the education of that ban when the person who was going to do it left. So now I think, the constituents, the Board of Aldermen has brought it forward, and, we'll be following through with the administration on that.
6 out of the 10 businesses we visited were still using styrofoam like this. And although many owners were not willing to speak with us, it was clear that no education, inspection, or enforcement had yet taken place despite the ban going into effect nearly 3 weeks ago. Reporting for Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Justin Page.
So you uncovered a problem, didn't you? It doesn't seem right for the city to have a law, but then not to follow it. The ordinance specifically says the city was supposed to be in touch with businesses, educate them, and help them find alternatives.
Yes, we were surprised. We'll let viewers know how this unfolds. In the meantime, if you go to a takeout place and it's still using one of these, I guess you could do a little educating yourself.
6 months ago, our reporters found that a new ordinance banning containers like this one, made from expanded polystyrene, or styrofoam, was being ignored.
The ban began on May 23rd, but city officials got off to a late start. They sent flyers to businesses and started enforcing it on October 1st.
And we wanted to recognize that we have a lot of non-English speaking business owners and a lot of folks who aren't necessarily internet savvy or even up to speed with the current goings-on in the cities. Part of my role is to support the education component and help small businesses transition to non-polystyrene uses, so paper, wheat, certain other environmentally friendly products.
Do on these.
Last June, reporters found many restaurants that were ignoring the ban.
On Broadway is another restaurant still using styrofoam as their to-go containers.
City officials said they recently checked out 52 restaurants and found that all of them except one was obeying the new law. But it didn't take me long to find violators.
6 months ago, our reporters went to Mom and Gina's and found that they were using styrofoam food containers. I went back there today and found that they still are.
But some have made the switch.
I visited a Brazilian supermarket in Union Square and found that they were not using styrofoam food containers and were instead using paper, meaning that they are in compliance with the ordinance.
City Hall said it delayed the law's enforcement until October in order to do outreach with multilingual materials and to help businesses find alternative options.
Part of my job is to get information into small business owners' hands, what are the alternatives you can use, and then we complemented that with actual product lists of some of the more popular items. We broke it down by sort of price per unit, the material, because there's certain materials that are better with hot items and some better that are with cold items.
What do restaurant owners think of the new law?
We've been working, everything is changing. We used to have the styrofoam containers, also coffee cups used to be styrofoam cups. Pretty much we change everything now to plastic and aluminum containers. We don't mind for the 5 to 10% increase on the price because it should help the city, it helps the environment, it helps people, it helps us. To be honest with you, the way we're using now the clear plastic, people can see your food, see what you're selling. When you buy, then you can see. And the aluminum container with the clear plastic container so you can see what you're buying. It's more presentable for us.
But not all owners are as pleased. Olivera's Steakhouse does a lot of takeout business with hot food.
It's been tough because we spend a lot of money. It's very expensive, to buy those containers. We started like about a month ago. We still in the process, and see how we can carry this in the best way, But if we do this, charge this for the customer, it's not good. We've been, asked to pay those difference, and we're still in the process and see how we can do better with that. But we're still learning how, to get it.
So far, Olivera said he hasn't passed the extra cost of the new containers on to customers. He has 2 restaurants, and for now, he makes separate container purchases.
I think, this only city in Somerville, they changed that and they make we use a plastic right now. It's being very expensive for us. Why only Somerville? I don't understand why they change only here in this city, like Boston, they don't use this regular container, only Somerville changed that. I just don't understand why.
Officials stressed that they are trying to help the city's small businesses make the switch. They also noted that violators will receive 1 warning before being fined $100 for the first offense. The city issued only 1 warning in October.
I just went to Highland Cuisine in Somerville to get some griot, but unfortunately, it was in a styrofoam food container. 2 out of the 4 places I visited in Somerville are still using styrofoam food containers, despite it being mid-November. We will keep following this story. For Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Sarah Zhang.